Mary Kay was famous for giving praise and recognition. She believed that long-term goals had to be supported by small steps, and that each step was best recognized with a reward, which ultimately led to the famous pink Cadillacs. But it all began with a golden goblet.
And it was a prestigious honor to be in the Golden Goblet Club.
And we gave out many, many, many goblets. In fact, so many then she came up with gold pieces to go with the goblets, gold casserole, gold trays.
Well, some women had whole closets full of golden goblets, and so Mary Kay decided that she wanted a program where you could wear your report card on your lapel.
And so Mary Kay switched to a program called the Star Consultant Program, whereby we received ladders and gemstones indicating what our quarterly wholesale orders to the company were.
And my goal to begin with was to never miss a quarter putting a star on my ladder of success. And I was real fortunate because I had 2 consultants in my unit who also latched onto this program. And today, because of the Star Consultant Program, and because we all went 5 straight years without missing 1 quarter putting a star on our ladder of success, today we're national sales directors.
In the early 70s, we had Mary Kay Night at the ballpark in St. Louis, and we were trying to give all of our superstars a chance to be on the field. So one of my directors said, well, let's put them in red jackets. So that's what we did, and we had Mary Kay Night at the ballpark. Mary Kay threw out the first ball, and she said, what are these girls doing in those red jackets? And we said, well, they had to recruit 3 people before they could get in their red jackets. She said, I like that. She went back and then introduced the red jackets into the company.
Mary Kay was just a genius at being able to spot a really great idea. But she never hesitated once she got an idea, no matter who from. She would take that idea and she would run with it and make it a winner for all of us.
Is that it, Mel?
Yes.
Oh my God, I love that. Didn't you? Some of you probably don't even know about the red jacket thing because somebody goes, oh, that's kind of a cool symbol. No, it was started at a baseball game. And it was that Mary Kay thought, well, you know what, we're going to stick with that program, and kept the red jacket, kept the whole symbolism of red. And many of you probably know that Mary Kay, not only was Thanksgiving her favorite holiday, by now probably all of you have received from me, if you're in my unit, a card with Mary Kay's recipe in it. And that was because she loves spicy food. And so one of the things that she used to carry with her was a little baby bottle of Tabasco. She used to call it gunpowder, and she would put it on everything, eggs, like lettuce, like she would put Tabasco on everything. So when she would make her homemade cornbread stuffing, it was a big deal because she would make the really good batch and then she would go the other batch, and she would kind of roll her eyes, and the whole family knew the other batch was the mild stuff and Mary Kay wouldn't eat it. She only ate the, if you read the whole recipe story, it tells you that. It's really cute. So I want to tell you guys, I really wanted us all to be together tonight, not to do a normal meeting, but to just be so grateful for what we have. I have had 4 consultants just in the last 3 weeks all lose somebody in their life due to a death that was completely unpredicted. Somebody young, either a heart attack, a car accident, a stroke, somebody died in their sleep. One of the gals lost her brother at 52 in his sleep. They don't have any idea why he passed. So I think we just need to, instead of focus on all the things that are going on in our world that are not right, there are so many things in our world that are going right. Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do is I'm going to actually ask Melanie and Lori as well. We're going to share our favorite Mary Kay memory and a favorite Mary Kay story. And I have a favorite story because it made such an impact. I can't believe we survived the fire thing. But anyway, I'll share that. And then we're going to show you an incredible video. But I'd love for you guys, at least in the beginning for right now, for recognition, type in the chat how much your sales were this week, how many new faces you did, and anything that you had a success on. So if you maybe reached out to 2 customers and they spent over $100, I have to share with you a quick story while you guys are typing in the chat. This gal and I were introduced to, her name is Kristen. She and I were introduced to each other over 20 years ago by the city of Concord. They pulled us together to be on a women's panel of empowerment. And they wanted us to talk from our company's perspective, why we are making a difference in the lives of other women. And I'm thinking, what am I going to say? So I was sitting next to this woman, Kristen, who was a headhunter for a firm, but she was really looking for powerful women. And we have kept in touch this whole time. We'll lose touch of each other for a year or two. She just went through a divorce. Anyway, she comes over to my house and she said, I want to buy all these gifts for my staff. So she spent $296 on her staff. And then she said, I'm doing this thing for young girls for foster home kind of thing. And she said, so I'm looking for any fragrances that you have that are geared more toward teens, any sparkly eyeshadows, anything that's discontinued. And I said, well, I'm happy to sell it to you in my class. And she goes, that would be amazing. She spent another $200 at wholesale because it's all discontinued, limited edition stuff. She bought every fragrance I had that was not current, every shadow, and she was just so forever grateful. And we started laughing how we've kept in touch. So you just never know when you're going to be put on a panel with somebody or something, how they end up becoming somebody that you keep in touch with. So please put in the chat your successes for the week. I know we've had some great sales, faces, all of that kind of stuff. I would love to know how you guys are all doing. So, Melody, I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you want to share us with this really, really quick while everyone's typing in the chat, all their faces and sales, a favorite Mary Kay memory?
Wow. Well, I came into Mary Kay after Mary Kay was already gone. So my connections with Mary Kay are through those of you who did know Mary Kay. And so, okay, I'm just going to tell a story on Diana. I don't know if we ever told her this, but this was such a Mary Kay thing. It was my very first Mary Kay event. I was at Career Conference. My director, Kimberly Victor, took me up, wanted to introduce me to Diane. And Diane looked at me and she said, oh, you have such nice skin. Now, but you know what? I took that to heart, and I know that's a thing that Mary Kay would have done. And it just was like, it was a sincere compliment that that I still remember, you know, those things. And so that was Diane being Mary Kay to me.
You're so sweet. Lori, how about you? What's your favorite Mary Kay memory? Lori and I actually got to meet Mary Kay.
Oh, I have too many. I have. How many minutes am I? Let me just say that one of you need to give me maybe a heads up or something, because
do you remember the toilet paper holder that Mary Lou broke in Mary Kay's house?
No, I don't. No, you tell that story. But I will tell you one of the things that Mary Kay loved to do, and we all loved it, is at seminars, she always had some sort of grand entrance. And I remember one leadership. Oh my goodness. We were in New Orleans. We were in New Orleans. And she came in this horse-drawn carriage. It was, you know, we all just got the biggest bang out of it. But anyway, I mean, sometimes she would levitate up through the stage. Sometimes she would, you know, stroll out with her son.
And you'll see some of those on the video that we're going to show in a little bit. You'll see some of those entrances.
What you will not see is the time that she made her entrance and lost her skirt.
And her arm was in a sling, so she couldn't pull up her.
Oh, no.
And so her staff very dutifully and quickly, you know, came to her rescue and pulled the skirt up. But oh my, was that something. And Mary Kay just not even missing a beat, just I can't even remember what she said. It was something like, well, it's a good thing my slip was clean, or
yeah, that's exactly what she said. I'm so grateful I wore my slip today.
And she also said that was not the first time that had happened.
Thank you, Connie. Yeah. So and then another story. Now this was her from the podium. You know, she would say, and I need to turn my thingy off there. Anyway, she was, her wit was so quick and so dry. And you could see this on one of them. I think. Anyway, so she was going along and she was saying, you know, remember the days when we would sit around and tell stories and it was all so much fun. She says, nowadays we sit around and we can't get up. Yeah. And then just laughed. And then she said, and that's not funny. And then of course it was so they just laughed. They just, you know. but really the way, I don't know how she was able to both do this individually and for very, very large groups, but she made you feel like you were important and what priorities that were yours, those were important. And that if you wanted to do something about it, you could do it. And so, anyway, I could go on, but Diane, I'll let you go
No,
now.
if you have another story, tell us another story.
Well, just now these I got from her nationals telling the story, and that Mary Kay was well, she was very frugal because she didn't come from money. She was not born with a silver spoon in her mouth. She, scraped and scrimped, and she appreciated everything she had. And so one of the times, I guess they were in Hong Kong or something. She was shopping with her national,
Yeah.
and she spied this one little red purse, and she, she was trying to talk them down. Diane or somebody can correct me.
That was Janice's very first top director trip. It
Okay.
was to Hong Kong, and Mary Kay was in this thing, and Janice, of course, was still a little intimidated by Mary Kay, even though she's not even 5 feet tall or whatever. And so she's over there, and Mary Kay's shaking her finger because there was obviously a language barrier. They were in Hong Kong, and Mary Kay's like, no, 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 $3. And so she's arguing with this person to get the price down for this knockoff little, I thought, whatever, it was a little purse thingy or whatever. And Janice said she just stood there like off to the side going, this CEO, this super important woman is going to literally dicker with this guy for this little purse. And that was just.
Well, but the thing is that she did not give in because she decided that was.
Walk away. Yeah.
She decided she was not going to pay that. And so what her nationals did is they snuck around and they bought it for her. And they presented it to her at dinner. And she just, that was. And then one other thing, and stop me, Diane, if you were going to tell this story.
Okay.
But and Diane, actually, maybe I'll just ask you to tell it. Tell the story about how she was able to have all the special gemstones for
Oh my
each.
gosh. Okay, so Mary Kay, again, being super, super frugal, she had, I think it was the year right after her first stroke. I'm not sure, but she was on seminar at awards night in this beautiful white gown, and she had on a necklace that came with multiple points of diamonds. I mean, it would have been literally hundreds of thousands of dollars of diamonds around her neck. So at the diamond seminar, it was completely clear, right? It was just this beautiful diamond brooch necklace. Well, at the ruby seminar, it's kind of interesting because 2/3 of it was rubies and the top was still diamonds. So it was like rubies. Well, then at the emerald seminar, it was the exact same thing with all these emeralds. And then, of course, for the sapphire seminar, it was all these sapphires. Mary Kay actually had taken, I'm sure she had someone on her staff do it. She had them color it with a marker. Instead of actually having all these super fancy over-the-top $1 million necklaces, she just got the rhinestone one. It wasn't even real diamonds, but it looked amazing on her. And she literally had it colored different colors with markers.
That's too funny.
That's how Mary Kay was. So I have a couple really quick stories to share. And then if you guys want to, I'd love to turn it over to you guys to share. So going to Mary Kay's house the very first time, I went to my very first seminar because my director was driving me insane. She said, you have to go, you have to go. I said, I can't afford to go. And she just rode my tail. And I said, fine, I'll go, even though I couldn't afford to go. And I went and I had 3 on my team, but really 2 were kind of quitting already. So I really kind of had 1 on my team, but I legally had 3 on paper. So I got to wear a red jacket. So I went to seminar and I clapped through the whole thing, and I was very suspicious because I was very corporate at the time. And I was thinking, why are all these people so helpful to each other? Like I couldn't figure out if Melanie had an idea, why would she share that idea with me? Because in my corporate environment, the person that was acknowledged as the top in sales, even though I was in training and in sales and I wasn't in sales, I was in the marketing side of it. But whoever the top salesperson was for the week, they surely were not going to stand up in front of the room and share their idea. They just It's corporate. You don't do that. Well, in Mary Kay, they're like, do you want my idea? Here's my handout. And I'm like, wait, what? There's the handout. Like, why are you helping me? And I didn't understand the culture of the company. And I was also very, very insecure, very shy as far as like, I didn't want to talk to people. And so I left that seminar with the goal that I was going to come back the next year and do the court of sales. Now, gang, I hadn't sold much. Remember, I think I'd ordered twice in my whole career. Anyway, wanted to commit to the sales court and becoming a director. And I came back just 12 months later, picking up my car keys and becoming a director and all of that. And all I want to say to you is that you just don't know when a seed is planted in your head. But Mary Kay was the queen, the ultimate queen of making you feel like you were the only person in the room. There could be hundreds of people with cameras, flashing cameras at her, and she would always look you in the eye and say, Lori, I believe you can do this. And Lori, you would just like, we acted like idiots. We're like, thank you, Mary. We're trying to sound intelligent. It was just like, she was absolutely amazing. But the first time I went that year, because she let everyone who did the sales court come to her home, she literally opened the door and had this large platter of cookies in her hands. I'm like, wait, she opens the front door and she's offering us cookies. And I was in complete awe. This was her big pink house that was like 13,000 square feet. It was, I remind me of Hearst Castle. Anyway, she was served us and she was so gracious and so kind and literally treated each one of us like we were royalty. There was a tradition too that you also got to sit in her bathtub that was heart-shaped. And I just received my birthday present from Mary Kay, and it's a heart-shaped bathtub, a replica of the one from her home. But it used to be good luck. If you went to her home, you took your shoes off, climbed in her bathtub, God, the things we used to do, and take a picture of yourself in Mary Kay's heart-shaped bathtub. That was like a really cool thing. And I do remember the year that Mary Kay, and you'll see it in the video in a minute, where she came up out of the ground. Well, one of the seminars, I don't remember which one it wasn't ours, literally about a third of her came out and then the hydraulic broke. And so here's Mary Kay from like the chest up. And so you just see this little white head, and they didn't want to go back down, but they couldn't pull her up with her armpits. Like, what are you going to do? And so she's sitting there, she's looking around, she's smiling like, I'm not exactly sure how they got her out of that little hole, but, and then of course she lost her skirt. That was a super fun one. And then I think one of the very, very first seminars she had, it was so hot in Texas, and she had made, I don't know if she personally made them or had them made, but she had Jello mold salads out. Well, by the time the people got served, all the Jello had solidified. Like it was just this platter of green liquid goo. Like you couldn't even spoon it. It was just a mess. And so she remembers, and they had like potato salad and melted Jello. So you just think about where we've come and how she used to have wigs in the front of the door of the storefront on Friday the 13th. And you all know why we opened on Friday the 13th, right? The storefront was ready, and they said, Mary Kay, you're ready to open. You've got your 5 little products and these wigs in the window, and women would come in on their lunch break and she would do a super fast facial on their hand. And then the warehouse was down in the downstairs and then across this alley thing. So Richard would literally with his tie go down the stairs and run and get the product and run back, and he'd be all sweaty, and then they'd hand the lady her product. And anyway, so Mary Kay would demo everything on the back of the hand and try to get them to fall in love with the product. So anyway, I could go on and on and on.
Sometimes, Diane, they would use a hair dryer.
Was that okay?
The mask.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't surprise me either. And you know, it's so funny because who would have ever thought that we'd become so, I didn't know where I was going with the story. So we were supposed to open on Friday the 13th, and many people said to Mary Kay, that's unlucky. Like, I don't think I'd open on a Friday the 13th. Mary Kay says, if I'm paying rent, we're opening. Like, that's again, the frugal side of her, right? And because our company has been so successful, do you know that every subsidiary globally, every subsidiary has been opened on a Friday the 13th? Every single one of them. In Canada, Mexico, Brazil, Peru, all of them. Okay, Melanie, go for it.
You know, I have one story that I heard someone else tell about Mary Kay, but it's so cute, and I hadn't heard it anywhere else. It was on one of the top director trips. They were in England, and they're walking through the airport in England or someplace public. I don't know exactly where it's, but walking out in public, and someone came running up to her and said, Barbara, it's so wonderful to meet you. Well, they thought she was the author, I believe, Barbara Taylor Bradford. She had similar hairstyle. And so I have my book. Would you please autograph my book? And so Mary Kay takes it and writes her a beautiful little note and signs it Barbara and hands it to her. And afterwards, someone said, Mary Kay, why did you do that? And she said, I didn't want to spoil her day. She was so excited to meet Barbara. I didn't want to tell her I wasn't Barbara. But she just wanted to give that woman a good day.
So. Oh my God. Okay. And I have one really fast skincare class story to tell you. So it was when I was pretty new as a sales director, and I was taking one of my consultants along with me, and it was one of her very first parties. And she said, I didn't bring any washcloths. And I'm like, okay, well, that's all right. Well, let's just ask the hostess. I said to the hostess, do you mind if we use 6 of your washcloths? She goes, no, not at all. And I told this consultant, we'll just fold them in half, roll them up, and we'll put them in the microwave. I forgot to say, get them wet. Well, I kind of thought she knew that part. Well, all of a sudden, I'm not kidding you, the darkest black smoke comes pouring out of the microwave. The smoke alarm goes off. Now, this is her first party. Smoke alarm goes off. Black, thick smoke is pouring out of the microwave. The washcloths are on fire. And you can't pick them up and throw them in the sink because I literally freaked out. I didn't know what to do. The smoke alarm is going off. The hostess is embarrassed. The consultant was about mortified. So we're trying to put another towel on top to keep the smoke under control. And I bought new washcloths for the hostess. I felt bad. She sold like $450. This is way back 30 years ago. And so I said to her, if you have that as your first skincare class, you are destined for greatness because, right?
Cute.
Oh.
Does anybody else have a Mary Kay story? Or how about just your favorite Mary Kay memory? Share a Mary Kay memory. It doesn't have to be about Mary Kay the person, but it could be with your business. Go ahead, Connie.
First of all, I was there for the skirt drop.
Oh,
but I used to write poetry, and I wrote a poem and sent it to Mary Kay, and she sent me a letter and a photograph.
Wow.
that's very cool.
Do you still have it?
Yes.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I framed it.
Good for you. Okay, anybody else have a Mary Kay memory? Just something that they did in their career?
I'll throw something in real quick.
Okay.
I'm just going to go back 44 years ago. I have to pull this out. Was my first Mary Kay facial. My mom had a consultant who came to her house. So I was 14, whatever, however old it was. Her name was Julie. And fast forward to when I joined Mary Kay, I don't know, what's it been, Diane, 20 years ago?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and my sister asked me to join because she had a very controlling husband, and she thought that if we both were part of Mary Kay, we could go on trips together. So you mentioned Hearst Castle earlier. Cambria was our first trip, and that was the only one. And then she had to pull out of Mary Kay, and I'm just a hobby consultant, but it's nice to meet all of you. And you all look wonderful, and I just came from work and threw the hood off my jacket and jumped on. So
I appreciate you being on here, Teresa, because I haven't seen you in decades. It's so good to see your beautiful smile. You haven't aged a flipping day. So
yeah, you look amazing. I wish
that just is a blurry camera. Anyway.
No, stop.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that though. Who else wants to share a quick story? Something that's happened? Carrie McCurdy, I'm sure you've got a story. You've been in long for a while, but anybody else want to share anything?
We don't, and while we're waiting, let me just say, this it used to come in your kit, but now I think it comes with your first active order. You get the book by Mary Kay's autobiography called Miracles Happen.
Yeah.
I was in Mary Kay for a month or so. I'm up at our cabin right now. This is not really behind me. This is
it's beautiful.
But I brought the book with me that first year to read the book. And that was how I got to know Mary Kay, was by reading that book. I mean, that's when I really felt like I knew her as a person, and fell in love with her, fell in love with the company. And so if you haven't read it yet, that's how you're gonna get
It's a great read too. And I'm actually looking at starting probably in December at the 6 o'clock time, doing Mary Kay's book on people management, because it is actually required reading at the FBI Academy. It's required reading in the master's degree for an MBA at Stanford. It's an amazing book. It's called Mary Kay People Management. You could get it on Amazon used, but get a copy because we'll probably start it about 2 weeks into December, but we'll just do a chapter a week just to talk about what we read. So if you are ready for a good read, here's what I will tell you. There's more stuff on there that will apply to your everyday life, not just your Mary Kay. Seriously, it's all about everyday life. Okay, so before I go into being thankful, Carrie, did you have a story you wanted to share or not?
No.
Nope. Okay. So what I'd love to do is I want you guys to be thinking, I put it in the chat section. If you could look into Mary Kay's eyes, what would you say that you are thankful for something maybe that your career has given you? For me, and I'll just start. We can maybe also maybe I'll show the video first. But I'll just say this really quick is I am grateful that I got so self-esteem and self-confidence, those are caught, not taught. I didn't have either one of those when I joined Mary Kay. And I thought to myself, what do I need to do that? So when I do have children and when I do become a mom, I want my children to have something. Well, they couldn't have something that I didn't have. So I started working on me at 16 years old, going to counseling and stuff. But when I came into Mary Kay, I was really scared to talk to people. So I literally didn't want to do any one-on-one facials because they would have to talk to me. So I would say to everybody, Lori, I'll give you something free if you will have a friend come join you. Because I figured if she had a friend, she'd talk to her friend the whole time and not to me. So I try to do everything in groups of two because I thought she might ask me a question I don't know the answer, and then I don't want to look dumb. I was so lacking confidence. And now it's just like, I don't know, I don't care what other people think anymore, but I am just so much more confident in my skin. And I'm forever grateful that I also had the opportunity to work hard, but work around my kids. My ex-husband was a police officer and worked crazy hours, and I was able to be at the dojo 3 or 4 times a week with my son and the room mom for my daughter and the Girl Scout leader and all that. And I would have never been able to do that with a 6-figure corporate job ever. So super, super grateful for that. So first of all, I want to congratulate Carrie McCurdy for a $500 week, 3 faces. Lori had a $534 week with 4 faces. Lisa did 4 new faces and 100 in sales. Pa did 162 and 6 faces. So I want to do a quick count up. Wave your hands. Those of you guys, just come on camera really quick. Wave your hands if you've done at least 4 faces this month. So since November 1st, who's done 4 faces? I have. Anybody else have? Wave your hand if you've done at least 4 faces. So keep waving your hand if you've done at least 6 faces. Who's done at least 6 faces this month? I know a lot of you have. How about 8 faces? Anybody done 8 faces? Anybody done at least 8 faces? 10, anybody done 10 faces? Okay, Carrie, how many total faces have you done since November 1?
Well, I think I'm 11 or 12. I have to look.
Okay, yeah, count that up. Congratulations. Lisa, how about you? How many faces have you done this month?
I've done 8 so far, and I
Okay.
have 5 tonight.
Okay, nice.
Great.
Celeste, who I just talked to last night, she's going to try to jump on here. She got held up at work. Unless that's Celeste on iPhone. I think that's Sherry Tully on iPhone. Anybody else want to tell me how many faces they've done? So Celeste is 5 away from hitting 13, and she goes, but I have a plan for Thanksgiving. I go, what's that? She goes, I have 6 relatives coming over. And I said, she goes, they're all going to get skincare. She goes, I'm going to get them do satin hands, satin lips. Thank you, Miss Sherry. She's doing satin hands and satin lips before dinner, and then after dinner, I said, just leave their eye makeup on because women get really weird if they have to take their eye makeup off in front of their friends. So just wash their faces. And she goes, I'm on it. So she's going to get her 13 done by Thanksgiving, which is super cool.
Nice.
Okay, so I want to make sure you guys, I want to just make one quick pitch to you. Whether you have 2 customers or 200 customers, please do something for Pink Weekend. Even if you just do a sale and you text it to your mom, your sister, and your best friend. Okay, so you can go on our unit Facebook page. You all are on Facebook. I know that. Oh, wait, that's not the right page, Diane. That's YouTube. Hold on. Technical error here. Hold on. Let me go to this and let me go to Facebook home. No, that's not what I want to go. I want to go. There we are. Okay. So if you go on here, here's what I'm going to suggest you guys do. So you're going to do this tonight. You're going to go on our unit Facebook page, Covington MK Dynamite Unit. If for some reason you're not in there, text me and I'll make sure you get added. You're going to click on this from Shane's office. It's called Pink Friday. It's just all Pink Friday. So you're going to click on the selling idea link, right? It's going to throw you in here. Now, this is overwhelming. You can just go in here and never come out. I don't want that to happen. So I want you guys to pick one of these banners to post tonight. I like this one because it got their attention. That one or this one that says Black Friday and it's crossed out and says pink. Because otherwise they don't get these. This one I think they'll get a little better. So anyway, so I'm choosing one of those to put as my banner. And then I'm going down here. Here's some texting tips. So today's Tuesday. So they have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So you're looking for something that says 3 days left. So you're going to put this thing and you're going to post this tonight. 3 more days till Pink Friday. Okay. You're going to post that tonight, or you could do let's see, 5 days, 2 days, coming soon. You could do the coming soon one with the date on it. You could do this one that actually has a 3. You could do the 3 more days. You could do the elf dude, whatever. And then what I would do is post one of the same pictures tomorrow that says 2 days left. And then on Thanksgiving, I would go and do a very short cameo live video that maybe put as much product as you can carry in your hands and say, oh my gosh, everything's on sale. Check back on Friday. And then literally you could drop everything, like drop the mic, like you could literally just go like this and drop everything and then turn the camera off. And then I'm going to tell you, it doesn't matter, because whether you have 2 customers or 200 customers, your customers want to know that you matter and that they matter. And so please take advantage of them. Maybe you do a couple cameo videos and say, some of you are asking what my favorite product is. So right now it's eye makeup remover. And then you might come on 2 hours later. Okay, I changed my mind. It's micellar water. And then 2 hours later, if you make videos under 30 seconds, they'll watch them all. And the goofier you are and the more non-perfect you are, the more entertaining. When I bump my head or drop stuff or knock stuff over, it's always the time my customers go, you're hysterical. And I'm thinking, I almost deleted that video. So be silly, just put it out there. Now, I felt a little guilty because a friend of mine in Walnut Creek was going to be in Peru. And I called her, not knowing she was going to be in Peru. And I said, hey, do you happen to know of a business in the area that would let me use their conference room? Or maybe they're a restaurant that's not open at night. I just need to have some place to set up my holiday boutique just for a night. And she goes, well, Diane, why don't you use my house? And I said, are you kidding? She goes, no, I'm going to be in Brazil. And I go, oh my God, that'd be amazing. And it gave her exposure because she has a wellness retreat. So I set it up there and I sold $1,300 that night. People came out of the woodwork and I was just like, so didn't expect that. So then I packed it up, moved it to Benicia, set it up the next day and sold more. But I couldn't believe that for somebody who didn't promote this more than a week in advance to sell $2,300. So not that I feel guilty, but I'm going to let all my customers know they can buy more, because everything that I still have wrapped, I'm not putting in my inventory. I'm not putting it back. If it is wrapped, it is going to get sold. So I'll do whatever, decorate the trunk of my car and go on wheels. So is anybody doing anything creative for Pink Weekend or anything that they've already implemented? Any of you guys? Lisa, Pa, Carrie? Go ahead, Melanie.
Oh, well, Janice talked about this in her training this last week about having something to give out. So she said candy canes. Well, I had already purchased these cute little candy cane pens for my boutique. So everybody who came into my boutique got one of these. Well, I added a little gift certificate. I rolled it up around, tied it a bow, and I'm just carrying these around. And
Melanie, that is brilliant. How much is your gift certificate for?
It's 25.
Wow. And you're
to
just
be
giving
used
those out?
Well, it says 25 in your beauty
Extrafacial
appointment. Yeah.
Okay.
So they would have to book a beauty appointment with me. But yeah, and the pens were on Amazon. They about 50 cents a piece, and I had 50 of them. I only set up 25 for my boutique. So I was like, okay, what am I going to do with the rest of them? So when Janice said candy canes, I'm like, okay.
I think that's a brilliant idea. In fact, the Dollar Tree has candy canes. None of them are peppermint. They're all these weird flavors and weird colors. But you could probably get pink and orange ones or striped ones or whatever. Bring them home. Do exactly what Melanie did and put 10 in your purse and say, I am not going home until I pay 10 women a compliment, and hand these out.
Yeah.
And you can say
cashier at the grocery store.
Yeah, the bank teller, the grocery clerk, a woman who's put together. I mean, nowadays women walk around kind of looking like a hot mess all the time. So when I see somebody put together, I always compliment them. Okay, we're going to share this video super quick, and then I want you guys to all let us share what you would be grateful for. Okay, sorry, hold on one second. Go back to YouTube. Okay, this is literally my very favorite video, and Janice, she kind of bootlegged these all together. I don't think she's supposed to even have this, but anyway. Oh, come on. Sorry, it just, the little bleep to share video sound went away. There it goes. Okay. Let me make sure you guys can hear it okay. You'll see her humor in several things.
You're always here for me. You help me be the best that I can be. You took my hand and showed me the way. I'm so glad I met you, Mary Kay. It feels so good to be part of a team. Together we can reach our dreams.
price, and I think you do. I think it was Ogden Nash who said, "The gal whose face is covered with paint has an advantage with me over those whose ain't." And I don't need these glasses, but I've reached the time when curiosity is greater than vanity. I have trouble looking in the mirror the first thing in the morning and being enthusiastic about what I see. Go to bed Elizabeth Taylor, wake up Charles de Gaulle daily. To see all those people who were here at the very beginning of the company, when we sat on the floor and told jokes, that was the best thing we could do. These days we sit on the floor, we can't get up. You hear about the lady? That's not funny. As we started off the CBS This Morning stage, she said, "Mary Kay, how old are you?" And I said, "How much do you weigh?" Heard about the lady whose pastor was talking to her, and he said, "You know, at this point in your life, you should be thinking about the hereafter." And she said, "Oh, but I do. Every single day. I go from room to room saying, what is it I'm here after?" That's not funny either. When you go to your skincare class and that woman says, "Honey, there's nothing you can do about me. I'm too old and I'm too ugly." And it's too late. What have they got you can't have fixed? The million shades in one and the shade in a million for you. We have come a long way, baby.
Here's the original storefront.
You started with a dream for all the world to know, a world for us to dream, a place where we could grow. You touched my life with care and cared to speak to me. You gave me strength within to be all that I could be. Together hand in hand in a world of dreams, we're touching heart to heart. That's what loving means. Giving to each other, believing one another. In Mary Kay, a bright new world of dreams. You showed me how to dream and opened up my life. You gave a helping hand, found greatness there inside. This is my time
Genius.
to dream, to finally find my way, to reach up for the stars above and shine with Mary Kay. Together hand in hand in a world of dreams, we're touching heart to heart. That's what love means. We're giving to each other, believing one another. In Mary Kay, a bright new world of dreams.
I've often said that we're doing something far more important than just selling cosmetics. We're changing lives.
when they did the special from 60 Minutes, all about Mary Kay, the company.
Rings and jewels are not gifts. The only true gift is a portion of yourself. And we give of ourselves when we give gifts of the heart, of love and kindness. We give of ourselves when we give words of encouragement and inspiration and guidance. I really feel that our company is where it is today and has been blessed beyond all belief by the fact that God is using our company as a vehicle to help women to become the beautiful creatures that He created.
But do you think in a sense you're using God?
I hope not. I sincerely hope not. I hope He's using me instead.
So you started the women's movement to some extent, yes.
I guess we were the forerunners, actually. And here's the best part. We're not just talking about it, we're doing something about it.
Oh, your switch comes out of the floor.
That seems by definition to make you a feminist.
I guess I'm right in the middle. I want women to have their cake and eat it too. What I'm saying is I want the respect and the admiration, everything that goes with femininity. But at the same time, I want women to have an opportunity to use their brains and to become whatever they want. Somebody once said that Mary Kay Cosmetics is a unique way of life. It provides the brushes and the oils and the pigments and the canvas on which you can paint your life just as you want it to be. Do what you know is right. And then these things which you believe with your heart and act out in love will inevitably come to pass. I believe in you with all my heart. I want you to know that you can accomplish anything. So don't give up on what you want from life or from yourself. Don't put away the dreams inside you. You have the power to make them real. Sometimes I'm asked, what is your goal? My goal is that if today one more woman finds out how great she really is, it will be a good day. You're going to carry on this tradition. Richard will, and all of our directors and all of our nationals will carry on what we've begun. The future is yours, and you will be the ones who will continue to carry the torch as our company continues to grow. Whatever you wish, whatever you dream, whatever you hope for, whatever you plan, it's yours if you will only believe.
Do you guys see the emerald necklace?
It's in your eyes. I know you care so much. So from my heart, I can't thank you enough.
Love that video, and it makes me almost cry every single time. I would love for you guys to come off mic, and if you want to just share with us what you're most thankful for, that would be amazing.
Well, I'm thankful for all of the women that I have met through Mary Kay. I'm about to celebrate my 80th birthday, and I'm having a big party. And not only am I having family, but a lot of the friends are people that I have met through Mary Kay, customers, team members, and Mary Kay sisters.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
That's exciting, Connie. Congratulations. Anyone else, if you had a chance to sit across from Mary Kay and look into her eyes, what would you say you're thankful for?
Yes.
What'd you say, Teresa?
This.
Aw.
There's so many things. Where do you start, Diane? I mean, really, you know?
I'm grateful for 37 years of cars. Like, I have no idea how much a car costs, but I know at some point when I retire, I'm going to have sticker shock when I go to a dealership and actually have to buy one and pay my own DMV tags and pay my own insurance. Because that, you know what, when you think about how much money I saved in a car, that's what paid for my kids to go to private school and college and everything else. So very, very grateful for all of that.
Awesome.
But even the non-tangible, not the non-money things, the confidence, the independence, all of those things. So anyone else? I would love to hear from each one of you. Lisa, Pod, Sherry, anybody just come on and just unmute and tell us what you're grateful for. You guys are typing in the chat section. They can't hear that on the video. Go ahead. Anybody want to unmute and share?
Yeah, sure. I'm really grateful for just being introduced to the Mary Kay family. Everybody that I have met has been just super positive and helpful, just kind of helping me guide along, so I'm grateful for that.
Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate that. And Sherry Tully, it's 3 hours later there, so it's 10:20 there. And she says, "Good night, beautiful ladies. I'm turning into a pumpkin. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. I'm thankful for the Mary Kay opportunities and be in a company that builds and transforms the soul, the beautiful women that we touch." Thank you so much for that.
Just don't get made into a pie.
And then Melanie put in here, "I'm thankful for time that allowed me to spend time with my son when he was fighting cancer with my mom and mother-in-law at the end of their lives." Absolutely. I agree with you, Melanie, on that one. Anyone else want to share what they're grateful for? What if you had a chance to sit down with Mary Kay and look into her eyes?
I would say again, friends, family, the confidence. Like I have a lot of really good friends. I mean, my first customer is still a friend of mine, so and I know that's kind of unusual, but it's cool. So, you have to be thankful that she did what she did in a time where women didn't do that. Let's put it that way.
No, I think that's perfectly said, Carrie. I was just thinking about that. Back in 1963, they didn't even give women loans at the bank. Her son had to go in and offer to co-sign.
I don't even think they had credit cards yet either.
Not till about 1972.
Yeah, because I believe my mother-in-law was telling us about when my husband's dad died, and she had his credit cards only because they were still valid. But once they weren't valid, she couldn't just get them again because he was dead. So
Yeah. But
it was a
like you
whole
said, Carrie,
thing.
yeah, talk about guts. You know, she says at 48 years old, I'm going to dump every dime of my savings into this company. And what's bizarre, if you've all watched Shark Tank, everybody comes up with a widget, right? They go, I've invented this great pen, and they go to Shark Tank and they get these investors. Mary Kay didn't have a product. She had a plan. She had a business plan. She said, treat people like you want to be treated. The golden rule philosophy, no quota, no territory. Start at the bottom, work your way up. Like she had this whole plan, and everyone's like, okay, what's the company? Oh, I don't know. So it's like completely backwards, but she just knew in her heart that if she just poured into women, they would work hard. In fact, when she went to the board of directors, because at the time Mary Kay was publicly held and wanted to launch the card program. I don't know, Lori, if you and Melanie know the story, you probably do, but they went to the board because at that point Mary Kay was listed in the stock market and which was doing really, really well. And she wanted to launch a car program. And all the board of directors said, Mary Kay, a fleet of cars is the most money losing venture a company can have. Now that is true because the second you drive the car off the lot, it's depreciated and all that. And they said, Mary Kay, no. And she looked at Richard and she goes, buy the company back. And he goes, Mother, do you know what that means? And she goes, I don't care, buy it back. Like, I don't care what kind of a loan you have to get, buy it back. And it was all over the Wall Street Journal at the time when they did this about going private again because Mary Kay wanted to launch a card program. And so Richard, it was all over the Wall Street Journal, like it's going to take this company 25 years to pay off this loan. I think they paid it off in 3 years, if I'm not mistaken, something really short. And Mary Kay immediately launched a card program because they had a Cadillac, but they didn't have anything else for the other consultants and directors and stuff. So, but talk about gutsy, Carrie, just like you said. I mean, and then to have her husband have a massive heart attack at the breakfast table.
Yeah, that would have put me over the edge.
Huh?
I said that would have put me over the edge.
Well, yeah, people would say that's a sign. I'm not supposed to do this. Mary Kay said that's a sign. I need somebody to help me because he was going to be the operations, the number guy, and she was going to be the people and all that. And when he passed away, her 19-year-old son says, Mom, I'll step up and help you. Now I have a son, and I can't imagine at 19 starting a company with him. You know what I'm saying? So she had so many things that would have said, turn back. You're crazy. Don't do this. And there was nothing. Mary Kay was never, Carol Anton, I'll never forget her saying, if you're 99% and you're 100% out. And you think about that, like if you're committed, you're like, well, I'm going to try to be a star consultant this quarter. Well, you're not going to try. You're either going to be a star or you're not, you know? And so when Mary Kay decided she was going to make this work, she goes, I'm all in. Like there was no 99%. She was 100% all in. And we're all so grateful that she was. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful, blessed Thanksgiving. The December calendar will be posted in the next 24 hours. Assuming no other realtors call me to walk through the house. Just to give you an update, there is free shipping. If you're in my unit, there is free shipping through tonight, and there's free shipping on Black Friday or Pink Friday for 250 wholesale orders. They did launch a brand new lavender, smells amazing hand cream. Mine just came. They're $12 retail, gang, $6 our cost. And they're a tiny bit shorter, but the packaging is purple. It's super cool. So they have a body spray and the hand cream. And I know that every woman, I'm going to go to the Dollar Tree tomorrow or whatever and find some cute little knit gloves and put the knit gloves with the hand cream because I know they'll sell super fast. But we have free shipping today, and then we have free shipping again on the Friday. And you guys just take your time. Whether you have, like, I have really no family here except for Janice, but my kids are not local. My parents are deceased. My other sister's passed. So be grateful for everyone you have in your life that is supportive of you, that lifts you up, and that just tells you how amazing, whether it be your significant other, your kids, your family, like whatever. It doesn't even have to be your biological family. Sometimes it's your non-biological family. But just know how much you are appreciated by Lori and me and Melanie. We greatly appreciate you guys. Every week you show up, you support our unit, you support the dream, you support Mary Kay Ash and her dream. And so I just want to thank you guys all from the bottom of my heart. And I'm curious, who here is cooking and who's traveling? Teresa, are you cooking or traveling?
I'm contributing and I'm traveling tomorrow to help my aunt and then back on Thursday to be with
Okay.
family.
Okay, so cooking and traveling. Carrie, I'm sure you're cooking and entertaining the whole crew, all 14 grandkids. Oh, good Lord. Okay, Connie, are you cooking or driving?
We had a an early Thanksgiving on Saturday, and
Okay.
and my nephew did all the meat, and then we can, each my daughters and I, we all contributed something. So Thursday we'll just cook a little something at
There
home
we
and
go.
hang out together.
There you go. Watch the parade. Lisa, are you cooking or entertaining or going somewhere?
She said she's cooking.
She's cooking. Okay. And Teresa, how about you? Are you cooking? Teresa, I can't pronounce, or is it Therese? Sorry, Therese. Are you cooking or going somewhere?
Oh, that's
I
Monica.
will be cooking.
You're cooking.
Yes, I will be cooking just a little bit.
What are you cooking?
Some stuffing, turkey, some string beans with some garlic and some bacon, and maybe some potato salad.
What's your address?
I know, I was just going to say the same thing. Can I come over? No. Katie, I know that I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that was it.
Okay. Well, Therese, have a fabulous Thanksgiving. Katie, I'm so grateful that you're back
Thanks,
on.
ladies.
She has had the craziest journey medically. You are a walking miracle. I'm assuming you're staying home and everyone's coming to you and you guys are cooking. Probably your honey is cooking. Not sure she can unmute.
She says, yep.
Okay. And Pa, how about you? Are you and Lisa going to be hanging out together or not?
She says she's traveling between her brother's house and Lisa's.
Okay. Which is at least an hour, but still within Sacramento. Okay, yeah, they said traffic's going to be. So yeah, Thanksgiving, I'm staying local, and tomorrow I'm going to go spend the afternoon with Janice and her crew of 3 grandboys, 6, 4, and 1.5. And the most chill is the 1.5-year-old. But when you're the third of 3 boys, you got to be chill because that's how they roll. So anyway, you guys always know how grateful I am for you. And I'm so grateful for you, Lori, as well, and you, Melanie. So thanks for being on tonight, you guys. If you need any pink weekend ideas, please go on Facebook. That's your challenge tonight. Just take one banner and one sale thing. Maybe you do a midnight to 6 a.m. as one discount. I don't care if you have 2 customers. Send it to your mom and your sister. Send them a digital catalog. All right. And don't give up on your 13 faces, ladies. Oh, and we're really helping Janice. You guys all know that Janice, our national, it's double credit for her. So if you're inactive and you order, that really helps because it makes our unit size bigger, which helps Janice. So we have 30 some odd orders in. I think we have 38 orders or 39 orders in, and we just have to get to 62. So talk to your director and find out what the challenge is and let us know if you can help. Okay.
Mine's coming.
Not a girl. All right, you guys have a great Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving,
Love you
everyone.
guys.
All right,
Take
bye.
care, Diane.
Ladies.